let's get set up with our first premise. Claire is getting snacks. We all like snacks. And these snacks are a little fancy. Okay, she's at the bulk section in the grocery store. I don't know where you frequent, but Fresh Time has a bulk section. And she's buying almonds and figs. I know figs are non-traditional, but it's this one's a little fancy. Okay. So Claire is getting both those. One thing that you need to note is the almonds are $6 a pound, and the figs are $9 a pound. You also need to know that she spent $75. It says before tax, but you're not paying tax on groceries, so you don't even need that. Your job is to say how many figs she can buy if she bought 2 pounds of almonds. You need to find how many almonds she can buy if she bought a pound of figs, and then write an equation that matches the situation. You don't have to do this, but I'll let you know. Personally, me, I rock problem number 3 on here first. That's just how I roll. I'm right there already. Before I do the other ones, I'm there. But with your small group in your math notebooks, we're going to get after it. So for number 1, I'd like a couple groups to share out an answer. Ben, what'd you get?
7.
You got 7 what? Okay. So let me show you what I'm guessing you did. You saw that there's 12 pounds or $12 in almonds. So you subtracted that and then divided by 9. Here's what I'm going to show you. Here's why I like going to number 3 first. I like writing this. And I don't know if you've heard me say this, but it's great if you can explain the situation using your equation. Have I said that yet? I feel like a lot of times. But $6 per pound of almonds plus $9 per pound of figs totaled $75. So do you see how my situation is my equation as I just write it and say it? So I like to use this. So she bought 2 pounds of almonds. Here's where I'm at. 6 times 2. There's that 12 that Ben was talking about. Plus $9 per pound of figs, $75 total. So Ben said he took $12 away from the 75. And even solving an equation, you can say here like there's $63 left to spend on figs. If figs are $9 a pound, how many pounds can you get? 7. So even in solving an equation like I just did, you can see the situation happening in the solution, right? And it's going to be much easier to do all these things if you understand the context. Like, how much easier was it once you slowed down yesterday on that T-shirt problem and read the stuff and was like, oh, there's a box and there's T-shirts in the box and I'm getting a total weight, versus just people try to just look at it and go, right? So understanding the context big. For number 2, she bought a pound of figs. So how much money is she spending on figs? $9. So if I take that $9 away from the total, I have $66 to spend on almonds, which means I can buy 11 pounds of almonds. And I would think, just for a balance, a fig's kind of sweet. We'd probably want more almond than fig. What do you guys think? You never heard of a fig? So, again, how many possible combinations will we have here? Infinite. But to answer this, we need 2 parts to the solution, okay? If we're given 1 part, there's only 1 part that works. So, let's look at this graph. This graph is also the situation. Everybody see the graph? So, if we're on the line, what do you think is true about the total money?
It's losing.
Well, in our situation, how much money is being spent? So if the line is the graph, how much money is it for anything on the line? $75 on the line, right? So here's what this means. Check out my x-axis. It is almonds. Check out my y-axis. It's figs. So I'm going to pick out letter B. You're going to have to choose A or C. So letter B, the ordered pair is 11-1. And what this means is 11 pounds of almonds and 1 pound of figs equals $75. Wow, that's a janky 7. It happens to the best of us. Okay? Again, this point right here on this graph means that 11 pounds of almonds and 1 pound of figs totals $75. That's our situation. This graph is our situation. You need to pick A or C and make the same statement about what that means in our context. So let's talk about point A. Point A, who can tell me what that means in context? Yeah. Greta.
She bought 2 pounds of almonds and 7 pounds of dried figs.
And how much did that cost?
75.
So 2 pounds of almonds, 7 pounds of figs cost $75. If you pick C, we had 6.5 pounds of almonds, 4 pounds of figs for $75. Do you think D costs $75?
No.
No, 1 pound of each. We know it doesn't cost $75. It costs $15, right? And then E, 14 pounds of almonds. Can we afford that with $75? No, 14 times 6 is. So one more thing we need to look at with these figs and almonds, okay? We're going to focus on these 2 bullet points right here. The graph, let's check out 7, 3.5 from the graph. I need to go back a slide to do that. 1 second. 7, 3.5. So, for 7, 3.5 here, that's right around here. It looks like on the graph, right? 7, 3.5. I want you to tell me if that point works out or not. Try it out. So here we go. $6 per pound for 7 pounds, plus $9 per pound for $3.50. I have 42 plus 31.50, $73.50. Does it work? No. So there's a reason for us to look at this. Now, does she have enough money if she has $75? Yes, but in the premise it said she spent $75. So the whole point of this is the graph is great for a lot of things. I think it's great for picking out these really nice points that worked really well. I think it's great for seeing as we buy more almonds, we get less figs. But if the point is close to 75, is it great for seeing if it works? No. Look what was better for seeing if it works. The equation. This is part of the purpose of multiple representations. Different things are going to have different strengths. Actually, the graph would be great at knowing 7, 3.5 is, if it's not an answer that's close to an answer, it's great for that, right? I see it right there. But to test it out, not perfect, okay? One more thing to talk about with this is the last bullet. This last bullet says, guess what? -1, 9 works. 6 times -1 plus 9 times 9 equals 75. And guess what? It does. But is this a good point?
No.
Why not? What's negative? The pound. Can we have negative pounds? No, you can't show up and be like, I'm bringing you a pound of almonds and I'm going to sell it to you real quick so I can buy more figs. That's not how that works. So would the equation alone be good enough for this? If all we had was this right here, what would we say about point -1, 9? If all we had was the equation, what would we say? Yeah, it works. What do we need to do a better job knowing if it works or not? Context in the situation. So are you seeing how we're proving like the value to each of these parts for the same thing? That's why we are learning multiple representations. Our next premise is saving for college. You have $475. You're stashing $125 a week, and your goal is 7 G's. Pretty inexpensive college. Maybe you got a good scholarship, okay? So you're going to find out how much you have after 3 weeks. You're going to find how long to get to 1350. You're going to write an equation for the situation. And then you're going to use Desmos graphing calculator to try to find these points. On the Desmos graphing calculator, you're going to need to do this. Use the wrench. There's a wrench for settings that you're going to have to change what you can see. It's going to be clunky the first time we do it. We're going to do it again with another problem. Just see if you can figure it out. We should not have computers out until we get to letter D. All right, let's go. So y'all, let's talk about A, B, and C real quick. For A, well, do you guys remember which one I like doing first? I like doing C first. So I'm going to say her total savings is equal to the $475 that are in it plus the $125 per week. Something like that. Okay? So, after 3 weeks, how much is in there? Well, the total would be equal to 475 plus 125 times 3. And so how much is in there after 3 weeks then? 850? After 3 weeks, there's 850. Okay, next. How long to get 1350? I want that to be my total, right? So I'm going to take away what's already in there, 475. I'm saving 125 per week. And I actually need to save how much more money? $875 more dollars, which is going to take 7 weeks. Right? 7 times the 125 will give me that 875 I need. So now we're going to work on graphing it and making sure these points match the graph, all right? Everybody good with where we're at before we jump to Desmos? Okay. Everybody can see my Desmos, right? And the total money is equal to the 475 plus 125 per week. A lot of people look like, and you're like, how am I supposed to use this? I agree. So see right here, there's the wrench I was talking about. You're not going to be able to know how to use this for homework if you're not paying attention right now. We're going to click the wrench. And I'm going to look at the x-axis. In our situation, is the x-axis total money or weeks? Weeks. So what's the lowest number of weeks we should be looking at? 0. And how high do we want to go? How many weeks? Let's say 60. Okay? I know we still can't see anything. Y-axis is money. What's the lowest money we might want to be looking at? $0. And then we want to get at least up to what? How many dollars? At least 7,000. Let's just go 7,200. So do you see that I'm changing what I can see right there? Now, does this look like a line we can deal with? Yeah. Yes. So we're going to confirm those two amounts that we had already. How much after 3 weeks? So if we click on the line, check this out. Oh. Come on. 3 weeks. How much money? 850, just like we found. Next, when is the 1350? I'm going to go up here and find it. $1,350. Where are you? Boom. How many weeks to get 1350? 7. I'm just clicking on the line. Then, the last question was how long to get 7 Gs? I'm going to go up. Oh, I can't see. I got to zoom out. Click on the line. I'm looking for those 7 Gs. Boom. 52.2 weeks. So, at 52 weeks, is there enough? No. Nope. If you're getting paid once a week, how long do you have to wait? 53 weeks. You need that next week to get at. You'll be over 7,000 then, but. So reminder, every point works. X, Y. X is weeks. Y is total. And if we're using the technology, sometimes we have to change our view of what we can see. The X's and the Y's. All right?
I did the wrench.
Our last problem for today. A tank of water, there's 450 gallons in it. It's losing 20 gallons per minute. Please go through the questions. All right. So, which letter am I going to first again? I go to C first. I got 450 gallons. I'm losing 20 per minute. How much is left? Yeah, X. When I go type this in Desmos, Desmos, I'm going to use X and Y. I like using letters that make sense in the context just for me sometimes. Okay, after 7 minutes, so I've got 450. I'm losing 20 per minute for 7 minutes. That means I'm going to be left with 310 gallons after 20 minutes. How long to get to 200? I got to find a spot here. So I know that 450 minus 20 M, when does it equal 200? We'll subtract 450. Negative 20 M is negative 250. Divided by negative 20, that's going to be 12 and a half minutes. Okay. So again, same equation. I have a different variable that I'm putting in to get a different answer. And just just to make sure we know where this goes, this is going up here for B. I just needed room. Let's go check out the graphing calculator now. Let's go check that out. On Desmos, how much is left if we're starting with, was it 4? No, how much? 350?
450.
450. Minus 20 per minute, right? Are you noticing I can't see it? You guys noticing that? There it is. So you can zoom in and out. You can check the wrench. What was the first question? How much is in there after 7 minutes? Let's find it. Boom! 7:3:10. 7 minutes, there's 3:10 left. Then it said, how long until there are
200.
200, and that is right here at 12 and a half. 12 and a half minutes, 200. Last question, when does it run out?
22.
Right there, 22 and a half. That's when there's 0 left. It's kind of easy with the graphing calculator, huh? Yeah. All right, here's your lesson summary. We didn't do a great job reading yesterday. You're going to need to read this. I'm going to go over the premise with you real quick, though, if you'd like, and then you still should read it. You're making beans and rice for a party.
Oh, I like it.
Yep, and it's $2 a pound for beans, 50 cents a pound for rice, and you're spending $120. Read it at least twice before doing it. Let's go.